Rule Britannia.
Alright, we're live. I think we're live. Awesome. So welcome everybody. There's no dev clash just yet. That will, with all luck, be returning next week. So instead, you get me. But not just me, we also have Rule Britannia and the England Update 1.25, and I'm going to take us through that at a lovely leisurely pace today. So we're going to start off with something not really related to changes in the game, but this won't really affect most of you, since if you're watching this then you already follow a lot of what we do, but we're doing this very strange thing where we actually tell you we're updating the game. So as of 1.25, when we do updates to the game, you're actually going to get a banner telling you what has changed in the game. And you can either read more, which is going to take you to the website to read more patch notes and stuff, or you can just close it and this thing's not going to show again until we do further updates to the game. So bish bash bosh, away you go. Let's get down into that map. We're playing on the 1.25 England build. So I'm going to talk about changes both to the free game itself and what you get along with Rule Britannia. And if I see anybody jumping out with stuff in chat, then I will do my best to address that, even if my best ain't that great. So first off, what has changed? Well, immediately you can see we've done quite a bit of map work here over in the British Isles on Britain, Ireland, and of course North France and the Low Countries. So quite a few countries added to Ireland, lots of new provinces added there, and to England and Scotland, as well as the Isles being added here as a vassal of Scotland. As usual, all the map changes we do are free. Whether you purchase Rule Britannia or not, you will get this update done freely. Moving down, you'll probably recognise quite a few changes done along northern France here. And if we go down to the Low Countries, you'll notice some specific changes like Utrecht having 2 provinces, the same for Friesland, and even Jura and Upper. I'm not even going to try saying that. In addition, there have been lots of national ideas added. We have plenty here in the Low Countries, Frisian ideas, Utrecht ideas, Brabant, Flemish, Liège, even Aachen ideas. How about that? Also plenty of them going on in Ireland, as well as changes done to English ideas, and what's that? Even Highlander ideas. That's going to apply to the Isles and Gaeldom, which can be released in the Highlands of Scotland. So, pretty neat there. What are we going to look at now though? Well, if we jump into, let's say, Scotland. Let's take a completely unbiased country and go for Scotland and jump right into the game. We'll just play on normal mode so that I can cheat myself silly. That sounds pretty good. So we can see the map and the ideas there when we were picking our country, but now that we get into it... yes, I forgot about mentioning this, but we have also updated the startup screen with various nations in our focus area here. So if you like to read the blurb and find out more about what's going on, then you'll find more to indulge yourself with there. So let's take you away and get stuck in here. So one huge change we've done in the game is we've overhauled the mission system. So previously you would get 3 missions to choose from. I see somebody saying always go full Scottish. Man, just wait till you see the player profiles. Maybe I can't say that. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Okay, back to it. The mission system. Now, previously they were coupled with the decisions and policies, and you would pick from 3. We have divorced the 2. Missions now have their own tab, and we have given them quite the rehaul. So instead of getting 3 somewhat weighted random missions, you can see all the missions available to your country from the get-go. And as we can see here, we've done some pretty involved mission trees for the Scots, the English, and the Irish. So this is a Scottish tree, for example, revoking the Isles, starting off with us there, where we have to own the provinces of the Outer and Inner Hebrides, which are currently held by our vassal, the Isles. We proceed down, we'll have a mission for the Bank of Scotland, weathering the Reformation. That's one of our trees here. And then the centre one that forks out big is the Auld Alliance. We secure our alliance with France, and then we can go into Ireland, advancing the frontier, or claiming the Northern Isles for ourselves. So This, for example, is one of the mission packs that we have added. If you purchase Rule Britannia, you'll get this specific Scottish mission tree, but if we look over to the English, for example, they too have a specific mission tree made in Rule Britannia, very lengthy and involved, and indeed if you form Great Britain, this one is going to grow branches and leaves as well. It becomes quite meaty. Now, we said this is an overhaul for the mission system in general, and indeed it is. Even if you do not purchase Rule Britannia, you'll find that this has changed across the world. If we look at France, for example, this, regardless of if you get Rule Britannia or not, if you upgrade to 125, you'll find the mission trees around here. We have generic missions in the center and flavor missions translated from the old system here into the new. So French missions, some have been redone or repurposed for this. They have their reconquer Gascony down to Provence, taking on Burgundy. This will take them all the way down to their claims in Naples. And there is the other tree that's based around retaking Normandy, Brittany, Picardy, and so on and so forth. Another good involving one to look at, which again is a free part of the update here, the Ottoman tree. This is a real beefy one to check out because they have plenty going for them here. And if you had previously gotten the Purple Phoenix expansion, if I jump over to everybody's favorite country, Byzantium, you'll find that the Purple Phoenix missions have also been incorporated into here for, say, converting Asia Minor and the Balkans, recovering Antioch, recovering Jerusalem. Where's my favorite one? Where is my favorite one? Annihilate Venice. The time is ripe to exact our gruesome vengeance and hang the Doge from his own walls. So yes, how does the mission system work then? Perhaps it would go a long way if I would actually answer that question. Let's make our way back to Scotland, shall we? For example, they have the Auld Alliance, and the fact that it's coloured in, you can tell that it's a current mission. And what we have to do is fulfill the criteria here, and then we will be able to complete it. So, for example, this Old Alliance, we need to score an alliance with France. Well, lucky us, they are friendly towards us. Surely they will take it, not leaving anything to chance, though. How about I actually... Nah, we'll give it a day. We'll live dangerously. There we go. So, France has managed to... well, they have decided to take the alliance. And now the mission is fulfilled here. And we can complete it simply by clicking on it to get our reward. The reward we see here. It gives us quite a lot of claims. Permanent claims that will help us get through the rest of our mission. So now this opens up the into Ireland, advancing the frontier, and claiming the Northern Isles. And this is how you work down the trees. Sometimes, like in this case, it'll open up the opportunity to do plenty of other missions. And there's plenty. Oh, and of course there are times when you need to complete a couple of missions to unlock the next one, like Rule Britannia. You're going to need London and to take all of Ireland for that. So that's quite a change to the mission system there. And as I said, the fundamental change here is free, and owners of Rule Britannia will get specific Scottish, English, and is that going to do it? And of course Irish missions as well. And when you form a mission, you also take their missions too. Okay. Somebody's asking for missions about the PLC. If we look over to Poland, there are lots of countries with their own missions. At the very least, everybody gets these 15 generic missions that have been made for pretty much all countries. And depending where you are in the world, you'll have some extra ones like Global Dominance and Faith's Bastion for Europeans. And the Polish tree is going down friendship with Lithuania, reclaiming Prussian lands, Mazovia, even integrating Lithuania, and defeating the Knights. Very good. Is there... perhaps we can... Oh, what's it? Oh, okay. Blondie's on it there. Nice one. Thanks for that. Alright, so looked quite a bit at missions there. How about we... No, there's one other thing. One other thing I really want to look at with missions. Where are we going to go with that? I think we'll go back to good old Scotland, because you can't go wrong there. Where are we? So, advancing the frontier. Maybe you're like, frontier, where are we talking about? Well, what we've done is we've added this right here. We actually highlight provinces that are required for missions, and if you click on it, it's going to center on one. So it's like, oh, maybe the frontier's over in Kazan or Saratov or Crimea. Now where is it? Oh, over here. There it is. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, can we have this for decisions and achievements? The answer is yes. Yes, you can. I can see somebody in chat going, finally. Yeah, it's amazing the way things can go here. So, and again, also with into Ireland. So if we want to make our way into Ireland, this mission requires us to get something of a beachhead over in the north and Northern Isles as well. So highlighting 4 missions, decisions, and achievements. And somebody's saying blue flames for multiplayer. I 99% promise it. 99.9% promise it. Why not? Because I've been reminded every single day since somebody had that idea about having blue flames for multiplayer wars. Okay, perhaps we shall move along then. So we looked at the map, we looked at the new missions and even the highlighting. Let's go to one of the features in Rule Britannia. So if you purchase the Rule Britannia expansion, you are going to have access to coal. Coal has been added as a latent trade good in the game. That means certain provinces, if we look over at the trade goods map mode, they're going to be striped with light blue. That means they have coal there as a latent good. We have plenty of this across the world. We've got it over in France, Siberia, across in Germany. Oh man, quite a lot for Bohemia to take over there. So what is coal? How's this special? What's it going to do for us? Well, throughout a lot of the game it's going to sit there as a latent resource, but when the Enlightenment is present and embraced by the owner, and either the development is high enough or the owner's innovativeness is high enough, more on that later, then the province's trade good will switch to coal, and coal is a super trade good for the late game. Its price is 10 ducats a piece, which far outstrips any of the other trade goods, and it can be used with a special manufactory right here, the furnace. Now the furnace is a special type of manufactory because it will globally increase the goods produced for your nation rather than just increasing it locally, which is what the regular manufactories do. So coal will be available across the world, and I think there are roughly 50 coal deposits across the world. Can we take a quick glance? I'm sure there are people that are going to ask, where's coal, or is coal here, or here, or here? So why don't we take a quick look. If a province is striped, like here and here, that means there is the latent coal trade good there. So quite a few over in Asia as well. There we go, there we go, there we go. So plenty across the world to be had, even in the New World. And if you play with the random New World, they will be randomly distributed. Who would have thought? Who would have thought indeed? People are asking about coal in the Dutch region, none quite here in the lowlands, but you get it over in Aachen, Westfalen, and Namur. Okay, so that's our coal there. But I was talking a bit about the new manufactory there, the furnace one. One free quality of life update we did was we found it really quite tedious to click between all the manufactories to try to figure out which one should be built where. Now we have taken all the regular manufactories and condensed them into one single button, and you can compare which one is best rather than having to click between them and go, okay, maybe I want the one for cloth, or maybe the one for iron. No, you can compare them all against each other just from the click of one button here on manufactory. The furnace is separate from that because it doesn't work quite like the other one, so there are different considerations to be made there. So yes, no more clicking between several dozen different manufactories. There is one button, one decision to be made. Show me the money. Alright, so there's our coal, there's our manufactories. Next I want to talk about steering trade, and for that we're going to jump into the seat of England here. So, let's say you're playing as England, you love the English Channel because, man, this is where the ducats flow in, but bear with me here. Money is good, but what if you had more money? Well, we already have our merchant over in Lubeck, and he is sending as much money as he can here, but the thing is we don't really have that much influence in Lubeck. We've got like 9%. I want the heavy hitters here to help me out, like Lubeck or Denmark. So, because we live dangerously, we're just going to declare war on Lubeck. And because I'm really good at this game, I'm going to use... Oh no, it's a Swedish keyboard! Why do people do this to me? Blondie! Yes.
You could just change it to English.
I could, but I'm this close to being drawn up for it because I keep changing every keyboard in this company to British English, and people get so mad at me.
It is very annoying.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Okay, that aside, we're going to use the best casus belli and declare war on Lubeck because, yeah, that's just the way we roll around here. Oh man, Scotland don't like us. What a shame. Okay, so we have soundly defeated Lubeck in our war of aggression. And there's many things we could do to them. Maybe I could just take the land, but I think quite a few people won't be very happy with me for doing that. So what are we going to do? Well, I said I really wanted the trade here. And we're going to use this new peace treaty that's introduced in Rule Britannia to steer the trade. It's 60% cost, so it's twice that as actually just transferring trade power. But what's that going to do for us? The merchants of Lubeck are going to be forced to steer trade to England for the duration of this truce. So let's force them to do that. Yeah. What an age of wonder. Oh man, I turned off Terra Incognita. Let's put that back, although it is still the age of wonders. Let's let the month pass for everything to rejig itself in the trade. Because now, you know, there's some money that we collect here. But oh, now we collect quite a bit more. Because what we have done is we have forced the Lubeck traders to push trade towards the English Channel. Now this can be done by war. It can also be done diplomatically if you think you can leverage enough against somebody to diplomatically use their merchants that way. So if we look over at Lubeck, which of course is HSA as their tag, they no longer have manual control over their merchants. They are forced to send everything they can towards the English Channel. They're even in the North Sea pushing it towards the English Channel. So pretty brutal thing you can do if you are a big bullying power wanting that sweet trade. So if we take an example of, I don't know, Austria, they're never going to agree to it, but let's take them as an example. We could ask them to steer trade to us, and they're just laughing at us going, you what, mate? Because of course we're not scary enough for them to want to do that. But yes, it can be done diplomatically, and it can be done by warfare. Okay, what do we have next? I swear I wrote a lot of this down. Okay, next up, we're going to look at innovativeness, and we might as well stay as England for this. This is the Rule Britannia and the England update that we're looking at, so why don't we stay right here. So there is a new value under your tech tab called innovativeness, and how this works is every time that you are the first to a new technology or idea, you're going to get a boost to it. So why don't we get some PowerPoints to figure it out. Man, I'm so good at this game. Like a month has passed and I've already capped out on all of our powers here. So naturally we're going to be the first to the next admin tech and of course the dip tech and the mill tech because we're so good. I mean that's Henry for you. He's a forefront in innovative thought. So what this has done is this has increased our innovativeness, and this is going to reduce all power costs up to a maximum of 10% discount. And this covers everything that you spend Monarch points on. Additionally, this is going to grow every month because we are now ahead of time in technology. But if we stop being ahead of time and actually start relying on the neighborhood bonus, that's when our innovativeness is going to start dripping away. It's also affected by various events in the game. So if you do invest heavily in your technology rather than spending all that on, say, expanding, if you really want to play tall, then you will have a cutting edge in innovativeness. If you also get it quite high, let's just put innovativeness, there we go. It also affects your tradition decay, so your army and your navy tradition will not decay quite so fast. Now, it's unlikely you're going to hit 100 innovativeness in the course of a casual campaign. I mean, I say that, there's always going to be people that find their way to it, but if you focus quite a bit of effort into it, you should be able to get to 50 or 70 with some fair investments. Somebody is asking, Dev Clash theme for next week. Can we mention theme at all? Can we use the V word?
What?
Vintage.
Oh yeah.
Can we say that word?
Maybe not, because we're
No?
not really doing that.
No? Okay. Well then, no, I can't say that.
No.
Never mind that then. But yes, Dev Clash will be returning next week. Steer Trade, yes, that is part of Rule Britannia. So that is a peace deal, and diplomatic interaction is tied to the Rule Britannia Immersion Pack. So, we're still in England. Why don't we have our own kind of Reformation here? For that, I'm going to do event Anglican, and that gives the game away, but need to... Swedish keyboards every day. 14, here we go. So, again, for owners of Rule Britannia, in the game we already have Catholicism and Protestantism and Reformed and Orthodox and Coptic. If you have Rule Britannia, you will have a special religion possibly appearing in the British Isles after the Reformation breaks out, and that allows you to fund a new state church, and that is going to enable Anglicanism. You can, of course, ignore it or even evangelize it to get yourself a center of Reformation, more religious zeal for yourself, but let's just go with founding a new state church. Turning us to the Anglican faith. It's here in London and over in Coventry. How fortuitous for us. So what does this do for us? We've got Anglicanism. It reduces the cost of developing, so if you want to go as Tall England, all the better for you. You also get an innovativeness gain, so every time you gain innovativeness, it's going to give you 50% more when you get it there. You use church power for the Church of England, and you can use them on these direct actions for your Anglicanism. Let's give ourselves some church power. Underscore. There we go. So just like that, we managed to max out our church power because we are a great player. So you can, if you do have access to consorts, you're actually able to spawn yourself a new consort or divorce them. Divorcing, to put it nicely. There are also a few actions to dissolve monasteries, granting yourself monopolies, and the Supreme Governor progress giving you extra stability. So what are we going to do? Let's get ourselves a new local noblewoman. There we go. 133, I mean, that's good, but we can always do better, can't we? We can actually just immediately divorce them as well. How do you get church power? That's a good question. So it's based on how good your monarch is, and you also gain a base growth, and then it is multiplied by your religious unity. So right now we've just converted. Most of our land is still Catholic, so it's not going to grow all that great, not to mention Henry the Dunce Lancaster is not helping matters. But you drive up your religious unity and have a half-decent monarch, and this will grow quite steadily. So it's your base monarch point gain. For us, that's 9 divided by 10. And then multiplied, of course, by your religious unity. So, of course, we will want to convert our lands and get that up. Okay. And, of course, there are plenty of events relating to the Anglicanism, and you can spread it by fire and sword if you so desire. Right, what else are we going to look at? We've got, here's a new alert that we have hanging over us. What does this mean? Well, it means we have access to naval doctrine. This appears in our military tab right here. And what it means is if you have a naval force limit exceeding 20, then you're able to set your naval doctrine, fleet and being, the free oarsman, a merchant navy, or shipboarding. And this is monetarily going to cost you, depending on how large of an active navy you have. After all, these sailors do need some level of retraining towards your doctrine. And this will drive down your maintenance, give you your galleys cutting edge bonus, give yourself some trade power if you're interested in trading more than fighting, and shipboarding, which will give you a better chance to capture enemy ships. I've both heard people saying this is the best and the most useless ability here, so that means it's pretty good there. But if you are playing as a British cultured nation, you also have access to the wooden wall. Now this gives you a unique ability where you get +1 to all combat rolls in battles on the sea, which border your own provinces. So in this case, we'd be able to fight super strong in the Channel, the Straits of Dover, coast of Holland, Dogger Bank, because it's adjacent to provinces that we own here. So probably a pretty good idea to grab the wooden wall. It's going to help you defend your island so much better. And of course the cost is based on the size of our navy. Basically the amount of sailors that you have, 1/10 of that is the monetary cost there. Colonial nations, no, the steer trade isn't done on your subjects. That is still using the transfer trade power. Okay, there's our naval doctrine. I also want to talk about knowledge sharing. Now, at this point, the institutions are pretty widespread over here, so let's go to somewhere that they're not. Let's play as one of my favorite nations, actually. Let's go over to Novgorod. That's quite the fitting place. So, we have a problem called Muscovy, and we might need some stronger friends in fighting them. And to that I look towards Kazan and the Great Horde. Because institution-wise, feudalism is rife in, and of course embraced in Muscovy, but not over in the Hordes. They don't have access to feudalism. That's giving them quite the tech penalty. Let's say we want to elevate them a bit, maybe even uplift them if we will. We have this option now to offer knowledge sharing, okay? And what this does is they will pay us 10% of their income each month, and we are going to boost the latest institution in their capital area. So in this case, it would be these provinces in the state of Kazan. And you know what? Let's just do it to show it. Now, currently they don't really want to because they don't really like us that much. So we're actually going to get some opinion with Kazan. Normally I would just send a diplomat over to make them happy, but am I doing that with the right people? Kazan with Novgorod. They don't want to listen to me. Perhaps if we allied them, they'd be a bit more interested. There we go, now they're listening to us. They always do. Here we go. So now they're quite a bit more open to the idea of some knowledge sharing. So here we go. Going to get that, and we're going to enjoy their income. And if we look at that, embracing feudalism will speed up in the Kazani capital area. And as we see here, it is now growing considerably faster because of our knowledge sharing. It's also affected by other spread bonuses they have. So hopefully we can strengthen Kazan in our fight against the Muscovites. This can also be done with your subjects too. Do we have any bit? Well, let's say... I have a good idea. There is a certain turn of events in the game which will make the Ottomans vassalize Crimea. So now, with our exceptionally skilled play, we have Crimea as a subject. Crimea also a horde. They don't have access to feudalism, but we can help them out with that. So here we go. We're actually going to pay the difference here, but this is a way to really help out with your subjects' growth of institution. And again, I think if we let the month pass here, we have the technology. There we go. Feudalism is now spreading in their capital area. Going to make it a lot easier for them to embrace. Can you ask somebody to share their knowledge? You can't directly ask somebody. However, if you are allied with somebody that has it and you can afford it, then the AI is quite likely to offer it to you, as long as they have the range on you. I believe it is the colonial range to do that. Ika Bakaner, pointing out my use of uplift there. Perhaps we've all been playing some Stellaris. So, what do we have there? I think we've done quite the roundup of the features there. I also want to talk about the unit pack. So if you purchase Rule Britannia, you are also going to have access to the new unit packs that we have put in, and it's 4 separate packs, I believe, both West and East Irish. So the Irish unit models have all been given their unique models here. It also covers the Isles here. I think, can we make our friendly neighborhood... oh, I'm at war. That's the problem. It's always a problem. Get away, France. trying to have Wales on the map here, and you're not making it easy. There we go, get our own Welsh unit as well. Wales also get an achievement. We can talk about that in a wee bit. And I've had a question come in quite often about, of course, Scotland. And the question is, can we get some kilted Scots? Well... oh no, I don't want this showing up. Away you get. You're going to ruin the moment. There we go. It's like this is a Scotsman, and then the Scotsman levels up, and this is to go even further beyond. So yes, we can have Scots in kilts. I can see you there, Dino. Jake has broken everything. That's what we do. So yes, kilted Scots available for you in Rule Britannia. Also have units, like I said, for Wales, the Irish, the Scots. Also Brittany and some revolters as well. I believe even Normandy. Can I put something to that? Can I? Yes, we are at peace, so we can become super Normans. Living dangerously here. There we go. And let's quickly erect ourselves a unit so we can see. Man, Scotland really advanced in tech. They got permanent navies, ironworking. They're on top of their game. And let's go through some Norman units here. Hell yeah. Okay, so like I said, you get the unit packs along with Rule Britannia. We also have added 10 new achievements along with the 125 England update. And I don't want to spoil all of them because we're going to reveal them in a dev diary. Also, I'm not playing in Iron Man mode, so I'm not about to reset to bring it up. But how about the Welsh? They have an achievement now, Home and Away. And there are 6 provinces they need to take for that. Pretty sure you know which 6. And we also have another one based around your consorts with with Anglicanism called Chop Chop, if you make your way through 6 consorts. Okay, did we have any questions coming in? Oh my, let's see. So, mission system and custom nation. So, as I've said before, there are these generic missions that we've added for all non-flavorful missioned countries. So, as a way of... because when we did the mission redo, we had to take away quite a few of the repeatable missions that just wouldn't work in the new system here. So we have replaced those with these 15 generic ones, which give much meatier rewards compared to the old system. Generally, you were given effects that are 15 or 25 plus years long and have quite a bit more meat to them. Additionally, you get extra missions depending on where you are in the world. So even if I tag over to, I don't know, there's good old Congo. Where's the love for Congo here? So again, they have access to these generic missions. There is not, sadly, at the moment at the very least, a special Congo tree, but they have access to the slave trade, African modernization, and wealth of Africa missions. Are mission rewards temporary, or do they give permanent rewards? Yes. There are ones that are temporary, there are ones that are very permanent. If we go back to Scotland, for example, where the central coal belt mining, for example, will give a huge permanent bonus to your development there, and a 20-year modifier for an area. So you will have ones that give permanent and ones that give timed rewards. Additionally, many that revolve around conquest will give you permanent claims on the area that you need to take. You can also choose when you fulfill the mission, so you can choose when you get that. So if, pick a nation, any nation, let's say Brittany, and you fulfill the high income. Well, the reward there is extra construction cost and lowered construction time, but if you want to time that properly, you can fulfill this mission when you like. What else do we have in? So yes, the custom nations, you will get the generic ones, plus depending on your situation and where you've popped yourself, you'll get the extra missions there. I think Ethiopia is a good country to check for situations. So they have missions based around being Coptic, of course. They want to liberate their holy sites. and as such their mission tree is going to reflect on that, the liberation of Cairo, Antioch, Yerevan, and such. And again, based on being in Africa, they get the African missions as well. There are probably going to be lots of questions about, what about these guys' missions, what about these guys' missions, and so on and so forth. I'm going to take 2 of them, why not? Austria, because I'm already here, so they have decline of Hungary, Royal Hungary, and then going on to take the Croatians, the Italians, and Transylvanians, as well as securing the electors and controlling Bohemia. If it's a special mission for that nation, you'll see a shield at the top. This mission is available because you are playing as Austria. Well, I'm a fickle individual. I want to play as Brandenburg. And they're going to get their missions to reclaim Neumark, the Pomeranian succession, expansion there. And because they're in the HRE, they're going to get their own imperial ambition, Charlemagne legacy mission. So it's there are nations that already have their own flavored ones, like this, where you have the Brandenburg, Prussian, Pomeranian expansion. And there are ones based on where you are in the world. And then there are also the generic missions, so plenty there. Do we get new missions if we tag switch? That is scriptable, and I'm going to go with yes. Okay, I think we're going to call it there. That's us been through the free stuff along with the 125 England update, as well as the new features and unit packs that you get with Rule Britannia as well. I guess the only other thing that I haven't mentioned is the Rule Britannia Immersion Pack will also include new British-themed music that we've added. Blondie, do you have that available? Can we have it as like the sign-off music? He's looking, he's thinking. It might just be possible. Oh, hell yes. There we go. So yes, Rule Britannia and the 125, jinx, these numbers getting high. The update will be coming soon. I don't have something more specific than soon yet, at least. Do stay tuned for more information, and of course we will be continuing our dev clash, if all goes to plan, next week. So this has been us showing it all off, so cheers for joining, and we will see you again later.